to Podfight Vancast, your standard podcast about Cardfight Vanguard. I am your Vanguard, Nate. You've ridden me. Maybe you've just done the Persona ride. Saying you've ridden me is a bit odd. I can accept that, but moving past that right now, I've attacked. I'm from Keter Sanctuary today. You've hit a drive trigger. Boom! Drive trigger. You've hit a drive check, I even mean. There's a grade 3. Who is it? It's Ryan. Say hi, Ryan.
Hi, Ryan. You kind of, interesting intro.
That was a very bad intro. That's all right. So, last week, in fact, we introduced all our brand new songs, which was great. Everybody loved them. I've heard got zero compliments on it, but that's all right.
I had tears of joy.
Whatever.
That's all that matters.
I don't do this. We don't do a podcast about Cardfight Vanguard for the compliments. This week we've done something a bit different as well. I have created brand new logos for us, so that is up. They are up on our social media on the new one. Everything is going to be this brand new one because this is a new one. It's a cool one. It's
We're
our own design. It's a revamp.
Rebranding.
It's a revamp. It's a rebrand.
That's the same name.
Oh, it's just entirely all.
Anyway.
It's just what Cardfight Vanguard has done. But that's what Vanguard has done, isn't it?
True.
They've revamped. Just it's the same thing. But, old name, new product.
Yep.
But that's us. Today we have actually surprisingly a lot to talk about. I think in what Vanguard has got. We've got not only the artwork reveals as Rudy loves. We have 2 clan reveals. We got Keter Sanctuary and we got Stoichea. Bit of interesting stuff.
Very nice. Yeah, I'm excited.
A bit interesting. We had another card reveal for the Dark States. Fabulous card, in my opinion, for a start deck at the very least. And we're being introduced to some new rarities. There we go. Who saw that coming? So, sit down, stand your Vanguard, and sit with us for the next hour or so. Maybe while you're sitting here listening, you might have a drink in your hand. So join us for Oracle Drink Tank.
I don't wanna know what you were thinking. I only care about what you were drinking. Hey, tell me, what was that drink you just sang? Right here on Oracle Drink Tank. Yeah.
For those of you who have decided to tune in on episode 6, Oracle Drink Tank is us talking about a drink that we're currently enjoying. We started this segment purely because I came up with the name and thought it was a great name. If you're under the age of 18 or 21 in your particular country, don't drink. Don't drink alcohol, it's bad for you. But if you're over the age of 18 or 21, have a great time. Get sloshed. We don't promote binge drinking here on Podfight Vancast.
No, we're very responsible people.
I mean, yeah.
Thank you,
responsible
legal.
enough. No, wave to legal, Ryan. Wave to legal.
Thank you, guys.
Today, Ryan, what are you having a?
Well, seeing I bought 24 of them, I'm still having my Bilsons. I've got to have them. I spent too much bloody money on them.
I know. Look, mate, I'm drinking the Sapporos because I've got a lot of them left over, but I wanted to change it up a little bit here.
Yep.
I have a tiny little snifter, as it were. Smell that, Ryan. Smell that through the camera.
I'm getting a good whiff of that. It's a whiff of...
What do you reckon it is? What do you reckon it is?
So I'm either going to go no, it's too much for a Scotch, isn't it? But then again, you were a bit liberal with the bottle, aren't you?
I'll give you some...
I'll go with Scotch. I'll go with Scotch.
Well, it's not a Scotch. I'll give a hint. Because we're not... So, for disclosure's sake, we tried to do this video last week. It was a myriad of problems. I've decided to stuff it. I'll work that out in the future. Because we did it on a whim. And we commented... It didn't happen. We've got the video running here. I'll try and get that one running. I can't guarantee it. We'll see. By episode 10, I'll set a goal for myself by episode 10. So, for those of you playing at home, though, my liquor is a very orangey colour. right? It's a yellowy orange, not unlike urine. Like someone who...
Would it be a mead or something?
You're
Like
getting
honey.
closer. You're getting closer to what it is.
Yeah?
Jesus. It's potent, though.
I got no
Mate,
idea.
what's one of...
Mead, I'm
all right.
done.
All right, here's a clue for you. What's one of my most favourite additions to any meal? Something I put in almost every meal.
Chili. Oh,
That's
peanut
it.
butter. Oh, no,
No,
chili.
no.
No, chili. I
Chili.
got it right with chili.
Okay, so hang on. Peanut butter. No, we got to address the peanut butter thing. Peanut butter and anything is an amazing combination. I don't, though, get like a bowl of pasta and go, fuck, I don't, we haven't sworn on this before, I'll bleep that out. I don't go, oh, bugger it, I'm going to put peanut butter on my pasta. Or I'm having, a Parma or something and slap some peanut butter down. Like, the way you made that sound.
Yeah, that sounded a bit weird. Now I think about it. Let's have a Parma with peanut butter.
But peanut butter, anything is like peanut butter ice cream, for instance, anything that would normally go with. Granted, I will make chili con carne, put a dollop of peanut butter in that. It thickens it up, adds a bit of a satay flavour. Trust me, you haven't lived till you tried that. But it is chili. This is based on chili. Yeah.
So, what, a chili mead? Instead of honey, they use chili, or...?
Close enough. It's chili wine. This is wine made entirely out of chilies. It is Disaster Bay. They are called Disaster Bay, and this is their chili wine. I generally cook with it. I don't often drink it by itself, but I thought I needed to spice up this Oracle drink tank with a chili wine.
My God.
It's really like surprisingly fruity. It's in no way, shape, or form would you think you're drinking a wine.
Yep.
Because wine is grape, right?
Yep.
It's made from grapes, nothing else. You don't do anything else with it. It is literally the grape juice is crushed out of it. The skins are what give it its colour for when you're making a red. That's it. The flavour comes from the actual dirt, the way it was pollinated, so on and so forth. The minerals in the ground. That's what gives wine its different flavours. There is nothing else added to it. In this case, for the chili wine, there's no grapes. It's just chilies made the exact same way. Chilies that are fermented, blah, blah, blah. So is it technically a wine? I guess not. But jeepers creepers, it's potent.
It's just... It just sounds weird. It's like, mate, you know what? I've got a great idea. Wine. Yeah, I love wine. I love a bit of white. I love a bit of red. Wine is great. Let's make it out of chili. Sorry, what?
That's basically what Disaster Bay decided.
They
won awards, and it's really good in cooking. Like, honestly, if you have to have anything with white wine, put this in it instead.
Yep.
I couldn't recommend this for cooking any more than I am. I don't really like have a little shot of it or something, but don't drink that normally. So here's to Sapporo. Sapporo. I did it again. Here's to Sapporo. It sounds better Sapporo. They should change the name.
They should.
Woof. So there you go. Well, there you go. That's what we're drinking.
Yep.
On the Oracle drink tank. So, but you didn't buy another slab of Bilsons, did you?
No, I realised I have no money.
Oh well. The reason you have no money, could that be because of Nightmare Dollars, Alice?
Boom, boom, boom.
You don't need to do the music would play that.
Yeah.
Music would play the music.
Nightmare Dollars, Alice! Did you spend a lot of cash? What did you buy this week? Did it kick your wallet's ass? Now I'm broke! It's a joke! I've got no money! He's got no money! Seriously, Mum, can I borrow $50?
I don't know why I feel the need that we're going to explain every segment here on episode 6, but we're going to.
Yep.
Folks, as the song told you, we like to spend a bit of cash. We'd like to spend the cash. A little bit of cash to buy some things. And it's called Nightmare Dollars, Alice, after my favourite Vanguard card, Nightmare Doll Chelsea. So, You're not going to no-sell that ride?
I'm shaking my head. I'm sorry. I realise we're in a podcast and I need to talk, but mate,
I just thought you'd laugh at that. You no-sold it, and I didn't know. I wasn't going to keep
it. It
going.
was shaking the head. I was shaking the head, hiding in shame, and
but yeah, so this is a part of the show where we talk about things we've spent money on. Eventually, it'll be about Vanguard. We're still no real closer, but we're not further away, which is important.
Very nice, yeah.
So, Rye, you got no money. Is that because you've bought something this week?
Well, you could... No, you can't really say I bought something. But as the listeners might heard from previous ones, I've been looking to rent somewhere else, and I've finally got it. So I finally got a house, which is very nice.
Woo! Yeah.
So, so there goes all my money for the bond and the first month's rent, and now I am crying myself to sleep with my Bilsons because I realised I shouldn't have bought all them.
Oh, mate, what's $70 difference, really?
Well, dinner.
That's a good point. That is a great point.
Anyway, what about yourself? What have you purchased recently?
Well, we've bought a lot of stuff for the cat. The new cat coming in. We got the new beds and all of that sort of stuff. So, bought a lot of that. But in terms of collectible hobbies, it's a shame I can't show anyone that we're not doing it. But all my AEW figures. Remember, I was complaining that I can't buy any more AEW figures because what's the point? Well, Wave 3 has finally arrived at my door, and I have a big box full of new figures sitting there. And I can't decide. So technically it doesn't qualify for Nightmares Dollars, Alice, but I haven't spoken about how I spent a freak ton of money on that back in December. So they're here now, so that counts for this week. Come see me next week after payday, because I have a lot of things that I've been hanging out to buy. So, well, you wait. I've got a list of things I need. But that box of things have arrived. I am now really torn whether I open them or not, because the idea was I wasn't going to open them because they've got a really great window on the front of the boxes. I don't want the AEW wrestlers to sign them, right? My idea is I really love to get some of them signed. Normally what you would do is you just buy one to open, one to keep closed, but like I said, these are I'm not spending $600 on the whim that someone comes and sign them. The problem is COVID has prevented any chance that at least in the next year I'm going to get these signed.
True.
And because I've basically given up on the line for the moment, is there any point keeping them sealed? Because whatever. And the reason I'm not a mint on card guy. I'm actually a Lucy guy. I really like my things opened and displayed properly. But the reason I want to keep them closed is so I can get them signed. But am I going to get them signed? And the Orange Cassidy figure, right? So for those who don't know wrestling, the Orange Cassidy, he's that wrestler who wrestles with his hands in his pockets. They designed the toy so you can put his hands in his pockets. Amazing. His pants are like rubber over the top of the normal leg, so you can slot his hands into his pants. And I got to say, I want to pose him that way. So I'm torn. So, listeners, if you've got an opinion on whether I should open them up or not, let me know. And if you're part of the major marks, don't bother, because everybody's got different opinions there. But I want to hear from unrelated people. Tell me. Let me know what you think.
Or if you know any AEW wrestlers that would like to sign your figures, get in touch.
Hit us up. Get us up. Oh, boy, that'd be great if you could. Someone put me in touch with Cody. There's a lot of Cody figures out there. I'm going to get a lot of signed.
Yeah.
I wonder when my UK one is coming. I'm really going to follow that up.
You should.
But, yeah. I probably need to check in with those guys who have it for me. You know what I mean? I need to check in with them. You do need to check in. For this week's Drive Check-In.
All right now, for all you boppers out there in the big city, all you street people with an ear for the action, I've been asked to relay a request from Podfight Vancast. It's a special for the listeners, that real live bunch who play Vanguard, and I do mean the listeners. Here's a hit with them in mind. Drop, check in. We wanna see you wearing a grin. No need to be bitter, just let us know upon Twitter. Hashtag Hi Ryan, let us know if you're flying. Or maybe you're glad to listen to me sing you the song in the perfect key. I know what you're thinking, this is your favorite song. Well, let us know on Twitter, give us that Bella Nathan. Drop check in right now. It's the drop check in right now.
Quick fire, getting all these segments out the way. We've got to get them done.
Yeah.
Got to get them done. Bang, 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 bang,
Got to
bang,
get
bang.
to the breaking news.
That's what we're going to get there. Now, the drive check-in, folks. If you're coming in at episode 6, this is where we check in with our audience. We check in with each other. We check in with everyone. We want to make sure you're good. Before we go anywhere, Ryan, do you think anybody got the or answered our trivia competition?
Ooh, I think you're going to have to wait for 2 prizes.
You know what? I think you're right. Yeah. And I've decided that if it gets to 5, no one gets it. No one gets anything.
You get them. You get.
I'm getting them.
You won just like no one could answer your question.
So if number 5, if we get to week 5 of this game, and someone gets it correct, I know what you've done. So no one gets anything. So you better answer it by number 4.
Yeah. So pretty much, if you know the answer now, wait until 4, and then make
but
us
don't wait too long.
Pay for the Nightmare Doyle's Alice style, and pay for 4, which is a really Nightmare Doyle's Alice because they're actually quite good priced.
They're great price.
Love
they're
it.
great
Anyway.
price. But I'm not letting it go to a 5 because I know what people. If people are doing it, I know what people are doing. You could have won a deck. I was going to throw in extra things if someone got it at 1.
Huh? Oh.
Because it was a bit of a, I'm not going to tell you that, but I was curious to see if somebody was going to do it.
It would have been you won 1 deck, and because you were the first very winner on our podcast, you get this and this and this and this. But no.
They would have got them all.
They didn't.
Not now. So if it gets to 5, if by week 5 no one's got it, I'm not upping the prize list to 5.
No.
It's now to 0, and the game's over, and you and I have wasted 5 weeks worth of talking about it.
Yeah, which is...
But that's...
a bit sad.
Am I upset by this? No. We're having far more listens, and I don't know, it may be like people are listening to the first few seconds and then turning it off, but I don't know how that affects our metrics. But I don't care. We're doing this just for you and I, and this is the point of the check-in right now, though. We're having a good time. I love getting there, talking about it. It's like we've had a lot of listens. We have had literally, I think, 90% more listens than I was anticipating. And that's awesome. So if you are one of the people who have listened constantly, thank you.
Thank you.
If this is the first time you're listening, thank you. If you listened to the very first episode and didn't listen to any others, well, screw you, buddy. But if you're coming back in episode 6, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, God. Thank you. Ryan, how have you been? How was your week? What did you get up to?
Seeing, as I said in the
Don't bring it up.
Yeah,
Don't bring it up.
Don't bring it up. All right. Well, work's fun. Decided to do a new desktop or a new system. That's a great idea. Change is not good. Even though overdress is good. Which is, in fact, change. But anyway, how about yourself, my friend?
Well, that's a good question. How have I been? I've been good. I've been very busy. We're still busy. It's good, but it's a good kind of busy. I've been trying to get into a lot more engaging people on social media. I want people to see us. We need to build a little presence. So I'm tweeting at people, really getting involved, commenting on things. Just, people seem to like it. People are engaging us.
You got did you get a retweet or a like from Cardfight?
Cardfight Vanguard, yeah, Cardfight Vanguard themselves have been engaging with us too, which was really awesome to see. Really, really cool. So I just want to get that. Like I said, this is more just for us. Like, but really liking that. So that's good, and mate, otherwise I'm glad it's Friday for us. It's Friday today, on the day of recording this. I'm glad it's Friday. It's been long, but hopefully we're picking up Kazoo this Sunday evening. We were really hopeful it was going to be Saturday. The breeder has said to us that it's her son's 18th birthday.
Oh,
so happy birthday,
happy birthday, mate.
Tyler. I feel like his name is Tyler. Her name's Kath.
Kath.
So I feel like...
No, I reckon if it's Kath, it's got to be like a Adam. I'm going Adam.
You know what? I'm going to ask. When we go pick up the cat, I'm going to ask, how was your son's 18th? And she'll say, oh, it was good. And I'll say, did he have a good time? And she'll say, yes, he did. And I'll go, what's his name? So I will ask.
You just go, hey, how was Adam's 18th birthday? And she'll just go, oh, Adam's was really good. Thank you for asking.
No,
how did you know his name was Adam?
She'll say to me, Tyler, and it was fine. That's the way that's going to go. So
fair enough.
But so Sunday, hopefully, if not, it's Monday. I was going to work from home. We're way too busy. I don't think I can get away with it. I'll have to try.
No.
I'll have to try.
We'll try.
Yeah, it's a bit like that. But other than that, mate, no, this has been good. Loving all the reveals on Vanguard. We've been getting a lot of them.
Yeah, very excited to talk about them.
I am. Like, we got some really interesting stuff there, and I think most of it, if not all of it, qualifies as Break Rider News!
Woo!
I wish people could see us dance.
Stand up. It's Break Riding News. Give you information, we ain't leaving clues. We just tell the truth about that Vanguard life. Not some celebrity in trouble with his wife. Maybe it's a card you like. Maybe it's a card that just ain't right. Boom, boom, 1, 2. Hit you with that insight. So stand that Vanguard. We here all night. Aight? It's Break Riding News. It's Break Riding News. It's Break Riding News. Give you information. We ain't leaving clues. We out of here. Retire that rear guard.
I drink in the corner.
Ladies and gentlemen,
sorry.
Why you cut me off? Why you cut me off like that? This is the part.
I'll tell you what.
I was waiting for you to do it again. Yeah, I knew it. This is the part of the show where we finally address Vanguard. Right? It takes 3 segments to get to the part what you all tune in for, probably.
Hopefully.
I don't know. I like to think people are in for our banter, Ryan.
Oh,
yeah. You and I are funny people.
Yeah, we say stuff. I say cookie a lot. I did enjoy that you kept that in. Cookie.
Dude, going back through it was stupid. You're like, oh, I could have a cookie. Cookie. What? You could have a cookie at any point.
Well, you can't. I can't eat now while we're talking. That would just be rude.
Well, I would just, as long as it doesn't disrupt me, I'd just mute your audio track. That's all. I drink during the pod, and no one can tell. I don't think.
You deserve that one.
Jesus. Went down the wrong hole. Well, you know what didn't go down the wrong hole though, Ryan? All this new information. In fact, I think it was great. It was really, really good. We've gotten a new card reveal for the Dark States. We've gotten the new cards for both Stoichea and the Keter Sanctuary.
Plural.
We've got our new rarity, and we've got some new artwork for some characters. So let's over-address the new characters, shall we?
We shall.
Or not new characters, sorry, the artwork for a couple of the characters. We've been given Tomari Sato. So she's the copper. She's the old Bobby. Now...
The old 5-0.
The old 5-0, that's right. The Johnny Oppers. So she's wearing what is that? It's like a how to describe it? It's like a suit shirt mixed corset without sleeves, and it's too short for her.
Okay.
Right, she's got the tie thing going on. It's almost like a school uniform, but not. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like they were like, oh, we still want to have a relative school uniform in all of this. She's wearing those, what do you call it? Those jean shorts, like those ones that get every girl from the age of about 13 till maybe just after 18 wears. And she wears high heels.
Yeah.
That's it. There is nothing else to take away from her character, except for also long brown hair.
Mm-hmm. The
she's
second
fine.
head picture, if you have a look, it's the hair's up. So that will be, I'm guessing, her in her police hattie,
I would assume. Yep.
And whatnot.
I agree with you 100% there.
Make
Absolutely.
it all business-like.
Now, I'm curious how old she's supposed to be. Like, are they going to turn around and say she's 16, and it turns out she's not a cop, but she's like she's like a crossing guard or something?
I would hope at least 20.
You got to finish like age 18, and you can enroll in the academy, I guess, when you're 18. But yeah, I don't know. She doesn't seem like she's like a full blown like cadet. Someone makes a good comment here on the Facebook page. I feel like her face is too small for her body. I agree. Someone's comment is she certainly doesn't look overdressed to me.
I just saw that.
Yes,
That's
that
hilarious. Well done.
That is absolutely the case. Gasp. Kaiba's big sister. Of course, Tamari Seto Kaiba, of course, from Yu-Gi-Oh! And somebody also makes the comment of, first we have a Yu, now there's a Seto. So, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Seto Kaiba. Is she going to start using Blue Eyes White Dragon? There's a lot of people here who are just making comments about the Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm all for it. We've already had a few parallels in Yu-Gi-Oh! This is another one. I will say this one. These are where the fans start to get a bit odd for me, right? This is what takes me out of it, and I get it. I get that, like, all these sort of, weeb crap and all of that, like, people are obsessed with and, like, form a very unhealthy obsession with. Do you know what I mean? It's a cartoon. It's probably underage. It's a cartoon. It's nothing you ever want to draw on. But this comment from someone who is a top fan, mind you, girl is all legs, looking nice. That's just creepy to me. Sorry, it's just creepy.
Yeah.
Look, I'm going to call it out. I'm going to say spade's a spade at this point. It's like so gross. People are gross. But it doesn't shock me. You look at this one, it's got 253 likes and all of that. Let's move on to Masanori Isaki, the what looks like a butler of some descript. We commented thinking he might be a butler to that other bloke, the possible Link Joker based guy. So we've been introduced to him. Bald, very bald, suit, black suit, purple everything else. So purple shirt, purple tie, and he wears like what they kind of look like goggles, like they're like those steampunky styled goggles. But they're like John Lennon glasses, but they're reflective, whatever. Now
the steampunky ones,
yeah, those steampunky sides. Yeah, correct.
Sorry.
Now, you know what my problem with this character is? With his glasses on, he looks like he's, I don't know, late 30s. With his glasses off, his face looks weird. It's really unnerving.
Really does.
He looks like he's probably under 20 with his glasses taken off, and his face looks like that, like someone's got the head of the character, and they've gone and sketched a different face over the top, or they've cut a face off of something and stuck a face on top of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
His face doesn't look like it matches his head unless he's wearing those glasses.
Yeah. It's all very weird, isn't it? Rudy would still enjoy it because it's artwork, and Rudy loves artwork.
The same person who thought that Seto was nice has also said that front face shot is disturbing, but can't wait to see him in action. Somebody else has commented that he would be handsome with hair.
That's just rude all, well, not me, but very close to me.
Well,
people.
And myself. That's right. Well, that's why I wear a hat in the picture. But somebody has made the comment, Ryan, in your defence.
Oh, thank you.
As a bald man, I am naturally a fan of this design. Do we know if this is a player or a supporting character? If the former, what clan or nation?
Ooh.
Someone said he plays Someone says he plays the descendants of Grand Blue. Where did they get that from?
Inside information.
Is it? Is that inside information, or is that him just...
I reckon inside information.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, someone makes the same comment as me. I don't know why, but it's unsettling to see him without glasses. Like, I don't know why. It's just unsettling to see him without glasses. Okay, you've said without glasses twice, and they spell unsettling with a capital U, spell without with a capital W. Whatever. Obviously, English isn't their first language. I shouldn't pick on that. So... there you go. So there's our character designs. We have those 2 new character designs. I think we've almost rounded out all the characters, haven't we?
Yeah.
I think that's all of them.
I'm pretty sure that's all of them, especially all the ones that have got the sleeves.
That's right. They're all the ones with the sleeves. That's correct.
Yeah. Special sleeves.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
No more character artwork, it seems. Rudy will be a little bit depressed.
I think Rudy would be pretty upset.
Yeah.
But you know what Rudy won't be upset with, Rye?
Tell me.
With the start decks, we have been introduced to Toya Ibata's Apex Ruler and Megumi Okura's Sylvan King, I think is what it's called off the top of my head.
That seems about...
Sylvan King, Megumi Okura, Sylvan King. How good's that? I remembered that without actually looking.
That's pretty damn good, mate. It's almost like you pay attention to Vanguard so then you can talk about it.
I know, I'm fairly impressive. The thing that we take away from both of these decks is neither of them have a keyword.
They don't.
We had Overdress.
Yep.
We had Final Rush.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, I made that comment last week that we were so silly to miss the fact that the slogans actually gave it away.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
We should have then made that parallel and said, well, these guys don't have it. We might have even said it. I don't know.
Maybe.
But these don't have anything in the slogans to give it away, and that's because there wasn't one.
No.
We've been given the mechanics of the decks, but we don't have actual keywords to apply them, because the mechanic for Keter Sanctuary, there is no real mechanic.
No.
It's based more around having grade 3s. I get you couldn't have a keyword for that, because it's not as simple as drive checking a grade 3 gets a keyword, you know? Grade 3 power. It's like when you check a grade 3, you enter grade 3 power. All units with the, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So I get it. I get it that they don't have that. And as for Stoichea, we see that Stoichea seems to, at least this deck, attacking from the back row. Like we can attack from the back row to give ourselves extra attacks. You don't get the boosting of powers.
No.
So it doesn't look like these attacks are going to be very strong. They're not going to be like, our final rush of huge columns.
30k type thing, but yeah.
That's right, but we're going to be getting multiple attacks to sort of try and chip away at your armour. A single trigger can probably protect you if you take through some damage, but, and your back row guys don't get any benefit from persona riding, so those guys are going to be weaker again, but, we'll, paired with the persona ride, you can sort of work around it. So, let's start with Keter Sanctuary, with the Apex Ruler deck, and let's run through the cards we were introduced to, shall we?
We shall.
So, the very first one to talk about, I think, is Apex Ruler Bastion. That is our grade 3, that is our ace unit for this deck. Continuous effect. During your turn, all of your grade 3 units get plus 2,000 power.
Nice.
Nothing to sneeze at. An extra 2k to your entire front row. So all of your grade 3s become 15k units.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
So the Vanguard as well, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So Bastion becomes 15k. Any other grade 3s that you have out on the field, they also become 15k. Great. So you're already higher than their Vanguard for the attack anyway. So great. With a boost, happy days.
Yeah.
That's two triggers to guard.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So, the second ability is a 1 per turn. At the end of the battle that you drive check reveals at grade 3. Discard a card from your hand, choose one of your rear guards, stand it, and it gets power 10,000 until end of turn. That's okay, because we are going to be playing really, it looks like you want to be playing some significant grade 3s. Obviously, our problem is that we are now limiting the amount of guard.
True.
That's not to say we're not going to get some cards, like, we're probably going to get some cards of grade 3s can boost, grade 3s can be shield, grade 3s can be interceptors, something like that. They may introduce... I feel like they're not going to go too heavy-handed on that, because then you will run a deck entirely of grade 3s. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. You will not have grade 1s or 2s. If your main Vanguard has the ability to give shield to grade 3s, you would flood your deck with grade 3s.
100%.
So, okay. So they'll do something, maybe the order card... The Hour of the Holy Judgment cometh, or whatever it is. Maybe that will give some sort of super power boost, maybe critical boost. Might even, like I said, allows you to guard with grade 3s for the turn. Something like that. Who knows? But looking at this, you have to drive check a grade 3. So you're going to pump your deck full of them, but it's conditional upon seeing a grade 3. So far, this is the most conditional that we've got. We know that the Dragon Empire's ability to search for Virena and Trickstar, it's guaranteed. You're guaranteed for Overdress, right? So that's gone now. That's guaranteed.
Yep.
We know that Final Rush is a guarantee on turn 4. You could probably get very, very, very unlucky and not check a single grade 3 in all of your drive checks. It's not very probable, but it's possible.
It is, It's a bit of chance, but if you work your deck right, the odds are always in your favour.
Hey, and don't forget, we're looking at Genesis here and Oracle Think Tank. They were all about putting cards on the top of your deck, weren't they?
True that.
I'm sure that we're going to get some cards that are part of the Keter Sanctuary. I'm sure we're going to get a couple of cards who allow you to reveal a card from your hand and put it at the top of your deck.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
It'll say specifically like normal unit, because it's not going to let you put surely they're not going to let you put an overtrigger on the top of your deck if you drew into it. But it'll be something like that. Or it might be like, put a grade 3 on the top of your deck. Bang. You're guaranteed to trigger this. Yeah. There you go. So this isn't very amazing, but it's a cool effect.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're getting to stand and give 10k to one of your units. That's a 4th attack. So, it's 4 attacks, and if you Persona Ride, you got 13, becomes 15, becomes 25, becomes 35. That's a 35k attack. Plus what we're about to see coming up soon, we can get even higher. Because shortly after that, we got introduced to Knight of Heavenly Spears Rooks. He's our grade 2. When it's rode upon by Apex Ruler Bastion, reveal 3 grade 3 cards from your hand, and you get to draw a card.
Wow. That's a lot.
A big cost. That's a lot. A big cost. And the problem is drawing a card. Like, do you want to be drawing cards? This one I find a little bit... I get it. It's to try and add shield to your hand, because if you're revealing 3 grade 3s, you've got no shield. Yeah. But the problem there is, like...
Now as an attacker myself, attacking, say you, if you had Keter Sanctuary, I would be like, you've got 5 cards in hand. 3 of them are grade 3s. I've only got to attack you twice or once to make sure you lose your hand. I'm fine with that.
Exactly. And if I draw a card, what if I draw another grade 3?
Yeah.
That's a drive check I just lost. So it seems a bit counterintuitive. Yeah. Now, his second ability is a continuous ability. This is exactly what we were saying. During your turn, 3 or more grade 3 units. This unit gets boost 15 and 5k power. So it becomes a 15k booster. Yeah. It's a grade 2 that can boost. Awesome.
That just sounds
and the idea is
brilliant. Like, you have him and front rear guard at the start, and then you're like, well, I've got this grade 3. Now, you normally would have to...
push him.
Ride him and chuck him out, but now you can just go...
Yep, retire it.
Push it
right back. So I think
kaboom.
I think that's great. This guy is an awesome... So we've seen for the other two, so for Dragon Empire and for the Dark States, the grade 2 wasn't super unuseful, but it wasn't like... So the Dragon Empire's one searches for, Virena, and its rear guard, it got an extra 2k power. Great. It's a 12k, so it still can't hit my normal Vanguard.
Yeah, true.
I don't think I'd be running that as a standard rear guard. You would have it in its ride deck, and that was it. The final rush guys, yes, they allow you to build up your soul. On rear guard, they get 5k when you enter
Final rush.
When you enter final rush. So he becomes a 15k attacker, sure.
Useful.
But okay, I'd probably run that. This guy, almost a guarantee, because you're getting a 15k booster to your grade 3s.
All 4. Just chuck all 4 in there.
Yeah. You would run all 4, absolutely. You'd have one in your ride deck because you really want to... actually, I don't know if I'd put him in my ride deck, frankly, because I don't know if I care too much about that drawing a card. That's really conditional. This ability is even... Well, it's not even more conditional, but this ability is really conditional on you having those grade 3s already. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'd put him in my ride deck. I reckon you'd find somebody else in your ride deck, and you'd have all 4 of these guys in your deck. And if you had to ride him, you have to ride him. But there's probably a better grade 2 out there. Not right yet. Like, obviously, this is not going to be quite just yet. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm not in love with his Vanguard ability, but I love his rearguard ability. I think it's a fabulous ability. All right. Well, let's move down then to the grade 1, Knight of Heavenly Sword Fort. So you've got Rook, Fort, Bastion. I don't know if you've picked up on the naming structure there, but forts are, a fort. A Rook is like a fort, like a tower and a fort, and a bastion is the last line of defense. It's like a big wall. It's like a fort. They're all named after defensive plays, which is funny because these aren't really defensive cards.
No, they're very
quite the opposite.
Attacking.
So let's look at this guy though. Let's look at Rook. I mean, not Rook, Fort. Let's look at Fort. Yes. So when this unit is ridden by Knight of Heavenly Spears Rooks, reveal 2 grade 3s from your hand.
Wow,
reveal the top card of your deck, right? Call it to rearguard if it's a unit, and if it's not, you put it in your drop zone.
I'm not sure about that, because you got to have, again...
I don't like that.
It's very conditional of having so many grade 3s in your hand. You're expecting to have 2 grade 3s in your hand at the start... At the very start. And then you only need to draw 1 extra for the next ability. Yeah. So that's not too bad.
That's right.
But it's very...
But here's the thing, that's very, Gold Paladins, with the whole reveal the top card, call it to rear, fair enough. But if it's a unit card, put it, and if it's not, you have to put it in your drop zone.
Yeah.
So that would be the order card, I gather. Now, maybe the order benefits from being in the drop zone.
Maybe, but I doubt it.
If it does, I know I do too. But if it does, that's great. That could be a really clever play. But I don't know.
I can't remember the card numbers for the deck, but I know there was a lot of grade 3s, but. Is there enough grade 3s to warrant not
I feel like
having enough shield?
16 grade 3s. I don't know. Yeah. This is what my question's going to be. I'm definitely... Keter Sanctuary has me the most interested because this is weird. Looks like some weird plays. I'm very excited to actually see it in action. So Keter Sanctuary has moved from my least likely to my top like now.
Yeah.
Just because of what they've revealed. Granted, they're not as interesting, but we're going to get some really cool plays. And like I said, we've got our booster at 15k. We have our grade 3 rearguard at 35. Well, this guy here, counterblast 1, choose one of your grade 3 vanguards, and it gets 5k till the end of turn. So you turn your Vanguard to 20k straight away.
Yep.
Cool.
And
20k
he's
Vanguard.
still an 8k booster anyway, so it's not too bad.
Well, that's right. But you can boost with Rooks, So we're on 35 on that column alone. Our Vanguard's a 35k column.
Yeah, true.
So, pretty good. I just don't love the revealing grade 3s from your hand.
Yeah.
Not yet. You'll have to give me a bit more to work with.
Yeah. We'll have to see how it goes. Just like with every deck,
That's
to be honest. But, it's...
that's correct, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure I've been saying that pretty much weekly now. But it's just...
Just quickly as well, not that we know that the Knight of Heavenly Bow, so our grade 0 is just going to be that grade 1 draw a card guy, but his name is Base. So we have Base, Fort, Rooks, and Bastion. I really do. I love the name.
Yeah, they've really gone with
I really dig it. Right, I dig it. But anyway, now they were the 3 that we had revealed for us there.
Mm-hmm.
But what we didn't get revealed for us was the other 2. So a couple of other cards which are on the wiki. So we have the Vehement Witch Ramana. Now she's a grade 3. Her ability is on rear guard. When this unit attacks, counterblast 1, and it gets 5,000 power to the end of that battle. Now, we've already got it at 15 because it's grade 3. Persona Ride puts us to 25. Boosted by, what's his name? The 15k
Rooks.
guy. So for Rooks, what's that? Puts us to 25, 30, puts us to 40.
Very nice, too. Very, very nice.
Just her counterblast alone puts her to 45. Now, if this is your attack, and we used, say you've already attacked with it and you didn't boost with, what's his name, with Rooks, and you've happened to draw a grade 3 on your drive check, and you get to stand her, she gets an extra 10, so that puts her to, that's a 55k column right there.
Very nice.
See, this is what I think people are ignoring about they're so generic. Dudes, you've just created a 55k column.
Yeah, you're winning.
Yeah, it's a bit generic, but these guys are glass cannons, I think. They're going to be hit huge, but you can take them right out because there's no defense.
Yeah,
there's no defensive play to this.
It's very interesting you say that because I'm just thinking they've got 2 cards now that are counterblast.
Yes.
Right? You have only so many grade 1s and grade 2s and grade 0s that can block. You'll be wanting to block early, fast and early. So you won't be getting many counterblasts in an ideal situation, I thought. Yeah,
to start. I think you're definitely right that you'd want to be blocking so early because people are going to be able to turn around and hit you with huge columns as well. And you're not going to be having all that shield. Yes, you're going to run 4 perfect guards, so arguably you can guard 4 shots. But other than that, I feel like you're right. So the deck doesn't scream that it's going to be a defensive deck.
No, it's definitely not.
The other unit we've had revealed for us, the Knight of Broadaxe Refluke, went on rear guard. The cost is to put him into Soul, choose one of your grade 3 rear guards, and it gets plus 10k power. So, put it on the Witch.
Nothing to sneeze at there. Now up to 60, isn't it?
65k power on our Witch. Come on.
That's a very nice perfect block. Perfect guard, because I don't have enough cards to block at that. Yeah.
But here's the thing. At the start, even without the stand, right, her very first attack is 15 plus 10 for Persona, so it's 25. Her own 5 puts her to 30. This puts you to 40. And then if you boost it at that point, that puts you to 55. So it's minimum going to be like a 40k attack right there without a boost. So
it's nothing to sneeze at, people.
No, huge numbers, just very, very, very conditional upon grade 3s.
Yeah.
And I feel like one of the problems that you'd have when you were playing this is no guard because I've only got grade 3s in my hand. Well, now I feel like that's going to be a very recurring theme. No guard because I've got grade 3s in my hand. And it might be as simple as you just have to trick your opponent saying no guard, grade 3s, and then bang, you throw a guard out to trick them into some other like stupid attack. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm really interested in this deck. I think this is cool, really, really cool mechanic, but it's nothing too special. That's all.
Yeah.
But I'm certainly going to give it a shot. Like,
Definitely.
This is going to be this is the one I want to try the most. All right. Well, Rye. Then we have the other deck.
Yes.
This Megumi Okura's Sylvan King. Let me show you the wavy attack spun with friends. We have nothing called wavy attack.
No.
We don't have anything like that.
Ah.
We don't get this is another one. We didn't get a keyword,
No.
unfortunately.
So, no keywords. So that means
No keyword.
no Q&As.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we get no Q&As for either of these, did we?
No. I have my own theory about why we got no Q&As.
All right. Well, we'll put a pin. Let's put a pin in Megumi Okura's and tell me why haven't we got a Q&A?
So I reckon last week I said we only got 2 questions because everyone was on holiday. I think I was wrong. I'm going to say here, I was wrong. I apologise. I think this week I've got the correct answer. They were all fired. Boom. They fired the whole Q&A department. Vanguard's like, guys, right, you were starting strong. I was enjoying it. Your questions were really good. Your answers on point. Right, last week, what did you do? Final rush is final rush? No, you're fired. You can't define a thing with the definition. Go, leave my Vanguard headquarters now.
Final rush is final rush. What are you doing to us? You're making us broke.
Yeah, that's what I reckon. Q&A department, fired.
That's really, I like that a lot. I like what you're saying. That's funny.
That's just my personal opinion.
That's your personal
which is the
opinion.
correct opinion. Yeah, it's the correct one.
I think you might, mate. I think you might be right. They've had to look up a brand new. They've had to look up a brand new team. Mm-hmm. In the interim, they couldn't get it done in time, so they thought, screw it. Well, this week we'll skip the Q&As.
Yep.
We won't put any questions. We won't put anything in there. They'll bring it back for next week.
Yeah, sure.
Because they've surely hired a new team by now.
They just need that week buffer.
That's all they needed. So let's then look at Megumi Okura's deck, shall we? And talk about the few. I got to tell you, Stoichea, probably the best cards so far. All right. So grade 3, the Sylvan-Horned Beast King Magnolia. He has just one ability, but it is on the Vanguard. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked. Counterblast 1, choose one of your rear guards, and until end of turn, that unit can attack from the back row and gets 5k power. If you Persona Road this turn, choose 3 rear guards instead of 1.
Boom.
So
I enjoyed that.
So you're turning your back row. Now we know that this pretty much runs grade 2s and 1s. It doesn't run a lot of grade 3. In fact, it runs no grade 3s. It just
runs good old Magnolia, doesn't it?
It does. So this particular deck, I suppose you'd be looking at maximum would be a 10k without any sort of effects. 10k, it becomes a 15k attacker. That's enough to force a guard. Yeah. Now, if you're versing a Keter Sanctuary player and they've only got grade 3s in hand, that is a very easy chip away.
Very nice.
A single trigger will prevent it.
Yes.
And the trigger lineup doesn't change. The odds don't shift because you've got more grade 3s than anything else. No, the odds don't change in the ability to see that. So, I think it's more of a situation of, it's more of a situation of you're only going to maybe 15k to 15k base would be your grade 2s, and your grade 1s would probably be what? 13k, I would think, because they're probably going to be 8k grade 1s.
Yeah.
That's enough. See, that's just enough to hit a Vanguard.
Yeah. So, but they can always attack your 10k rear guards as well.
That's right. You can take out rear guards as well. That's exactly right.
It's not annoying in a way. It's quite good. The boost helps. That 5k boost, it helps.
That's not to say we don't have units that are getting power from existing. So let's have a look, shall we? Mm-hmm. Let's have a look. So, we have... that was him. Mm-hmm. So we move across to our Grade 2, Sylvan Horned Beast Lattice. Mm-hmm. Alright, so when this unit is rode by Sylvan Horned Beast King Magnolia, Soul Blast 1, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a unit, call it to rearguard, and if it isn't, put it into your hand.
Very nice.
Now, that's
better than Keter Sanctuary.
That's better than Keter Sanctuary. Because, yes, it's a Soul Blast. You've got a unit in Soul.
Yep.
They don't need any other form of Soul as far as I can tell. At least not yet. And you reveal the top card and get to call it to rear. If it isn't a unit, you put it into your hand.
Yeah.
Again, unless the order card for Keter Sanctuary operates from the drop.
Yeah.
Tip, you know. And I'm going on the basis that the triggers are counted as unit cards. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I don't believe they're not.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they still say unit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So that's way better, and that's it's great. That's good. Now, this is one that you'd also want to run, and this is where you might turn around to me and say, I don't care about that first ability because this is awesome. This is his other ability. In the back row rearguard, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, Soul Blast 1, and it gets 10k power. That's your effective Persona Ride ability right there, making up for it. You Soul Blast 1, and you get 10k power when you attack from the back row. You are now you become 15, 25k attack right there. There it is. That's making up for it.
It's very interesting that it's back row and it's a Grade 2.
Well, that's the point, because they're going to attack from the back row. You know what I mean? It's not going to get his power from being in the front. So if you have to put him in the front, a Persona Ride will give him that power. Yep. But you would rather ride him in the back because you can... You don't have to... This is the thing. The Persona Ride just allows 3 of them to attack from the back row. His Magnolia's standard ability is just... let one of them attack from the back row. Yeah. At the very least, you're going to get a 4th attack from your back row, and it's going to be 25k. This card is an all-around great card, whether you have it in your ride deck or whether you have it in your...
deck. Library deck.
Look, you only need 3 of them.
True.
Really, in the back row, right?
Yeah.
Just like Keter Sanctuary only needs technically 3 of Rooks. Mm-hmm. Because you're not going to need the 4th blast, the 4th booster. And... I mean, it seems like there's nothing yet that's really allowing you to pop the back row except for Dragon Empire. Yeah. So maybe you just alternate, or you just shift your deck slightly against Dragon Empire. Maybe you have him in your normal deck, like in your ride deck, unless you're going up against a Dragon Empire player. Then you put 4 of them in your... then you put 4 of them and put someone else in your ride deck. Yeah. You know, maybe that's your tech option right there. If you know you're versing a Dragon Empire player. If not, yeah, you might as well just need 3 of them. Whatever. Something to consider there, I think.
Yeah. I reckon, yeah.
So
it'll be very interesting.
I do too. Let's de-ride, or devolve, I don't know, whatever, to the Sylvan Horned Beast Karis. Mm-hmm. Could be Charis. I think it's Karis, we'll see. This is my favourite guy in terms of look.
He is very cute. Yeah, reminds me of Snorlax.
Totally. So let's have a look at his abilities. So when he's rode by Sylvan Horned Beast Lattice, the Grade 2, reveal the top card. If it's Grade 2 or less, call it to rearguard. And if it isn't, put it into Soul.
Interesting.
Right? Grade 2 or less, it goes to rearguard. If it isn't... Do you have any Grade 3s in this deck apart from what's his name?
Sylvan Magnolia.
Magnolia, thank you. No, you don't.
No.
So the odds of you burning a Magnolia are pretty low. But
yeah.
You still run the risk. And I suppose that happens in the other deck too. It happens with the other guy. You might actually call a Magnolia to rearguard, which would be crap. But you may end up putting Magnolia into Soul. If you do, though, you at least have extra Soul fodder for Lattice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a benefit.
True.
Karis's other ability, though, back row rearguard during the battle it attacks, gets 5k power. So it becomes an 18k attacker.
Yeah, with the extra boost with Magnolia.
The extra 5. There you go. You've got winning. 18 and what, 20?
Yeah.
There it is. That's enough to force the guards. So
yeah, it's
pretty good.
Well, actually 22, sorry, not 20. Oh, 25. 25. Because you get the 5k boost from Magnolia.
Oh, crap. Yeah, you're correct. So it becomes 25.
Blast.
Either way.
Yeah. Either way. It's very nice. It's very nice. You can attack rear guards. You can attack the Vanguard. Yes, if they get a trigger, you're not going to be able to attack. But you've got other options. You've got options. And I'm excited. This was another deck that I was like, I want to try the Dark States and I want to try Stoichea. I really want to try Stoichea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, let's have a look at one more unit that was revealed, and that is the Sylvan Horned Beast Duggar. Fabulous name, Duggar. Doggr. G-E-R. It's like booger. It could be even Duggar, couldn't it? Because like a booger.
No. Yeah.
Anyway, his ability. He's a grade 2, 10k power. If you have 4 or more other rear guards, this unit gets plus 5,000 power. So a full field turns him to 15k. Do you want to know what's interesting about that, Ryan?
Please tell me.
It's not just on your turn.
Sorry, what?
This is a continuous effect. On rear guard, 4 or more, he gets an extra 5k power. He has a 15k wall.
I like it. I like it.
That's it. So you can put him up front, and you've got a 15k attack, like a standard 15k attack. Persona Ride puts him to 25. He's a 25k beat stick on a normal attack and a 15k on a defensive. So that forces that, like, okay, against Keter Sanctuary, he doesn't do much.
No.
Because Keter Sanctuary is going to be a 15k wall themselves during their turn.
Yep.
So they're a 15k attack on their turn. So they'll pop him in the first go. So it's a single 5k shield to protect him without a boost.
Nothing to sneeze at.
But for him, no, that's right. But for him, in the back row, he's a 15k to start. Now he gets plus 5 for the ability of Magnolia, so he's 20k. If he's in the front row, though, he goes to 25 for a Persona.
Yep.
So you'd probably want him up the front. Yep. You would want him up the front, and I think the reason they've done it this way is he's up the front. He's 15k. He's a 15k wall. Yep. You want to put Lattice in the back row because Lattice is a 10k standard, but becomes 25 when he attacks in the back row. This guy becomes 25k when he attacks from the front row. He becomes 20k when he attacks from the back, though.
Yeah, so that's
just
225s.
That's 225s.
And that's still...
You have to be set up. They have to be set up the exact way.
Yeah.
Right, they have to be. He has to be in the front and Lattice has to be in the back, but that's 225k attacks. So...
And that's not even using the column, is it?
That's right. So what you would do is you could have 3 lattices at the back, Magnolia in the middle, and two
Duggars.
Two Duggars in the front. Your Magnolia attacks for 23 because you've done a Persona Ride, so he's 23. Your 2 Duggars are 25s, and then your 3 back rows are 25s. So that's 25 roughly. That's basically 6 attacks, all of which are needing at least
15k,
more than 10k shield. 15k shields. All 6 attacks.
Yeah.
A single shield, a single trigger would ruin it. Right? This is where now they're failing to the Accel powers. Yeah. So Accel's whole thing was getting off as many attacks as you could, but a single trigger would stop an Accel circle entirely.
Don't get me started.
Right? That's what these guys are going to falter against. But you can throw attack after attack after attack after attack and really, really hammer it home. Against Keter Sanctuary, these decks are going to be relatively even matched, I think.
Yeah.
Because Keter Sanctuary has the power over these guys on the attack, but these guys have the ability to throw out 6 attacks in one go. If you can't guard a single one of those because your hand is flooded with grade 3s and you don't see a trigger, it's over Red Rover.
Yeah, it's over.
You know, that's it. It's over. So that was our deck for... Well, that was our decks for then Sylvan, the Sylvan Beast King, or Sylvan King, I think is just what it's called, and the Apex Legend. Apex Legends. What were they called? Apex Ruler. Apex Legends, a video game. Yep. That's right. So we got one more card reveal for the Dark States.
We did.
And that was our Time Fishing Fist Colossus. He's a big clockwork steampunk robot who acts as security for the match, it appears.
The umpire?
Well, I don't know if he's an umpire more than security. It says it's a guardsman that maintains order during the match. It could be that he's a...
Yeah, maybe just like the timekeeper, because he is a timepiece.
He's got a bunch of gears on him. Who knows? But he's a grade 3 Persona Ride. Not that you would ever really Persona Ride him, because his ability is rear guard only.
Yep.
But his ability is, when placed on rear guard, Soul Charge 1, then if you're in Final Rush, Counterblast 1, he gets 15k power until end of turn.
Very nice.
Holy moly. Holy moly. All right. This guy puts everybody else's other grade 3s to shame.
It kind of does.
Right. Now, I know you didn't like Final Rush, but come on, Final Rush now. This is a completely unconditional... This is a turn 4 call.
Yeah.
You call this to rearguard on turn 4. You get a soul charge to boost up your soul for Bruce. Mm-hmm. Then you counterblast, and we've seen 0 counterblasting in the Dark States deck.
True.
So you're going to get this at least 5 times. Well, no, not 5 times. You can get this up to 4 times if you call this guy 4 separate times.
Yeah.
Right? So this is all about the Final Rush. This is a one-off ability, right? You can't use this next turn, but you use this upon the call. Mm-hmm. If you're in Final Rush, you want to be using Final Rush to end the game.
Yeah, 100%.
Because Counterblast 1, he gets 15k power. That puts him to 28. If you Persona Ride, that puts him to 38. Then you attack, you swing with him for 38k. You then use Bruce and Soul Blasts 5, and you stand your front row. There's a further 38k attack.
Yeah.
If you had 2 of him, that's 2 38k columns, not including a booster. And as we know, we can get a booster of, what's that, 13k if we're using that grade 1. Mm-hmm. So that's another 13k on top of 38. That puts us to 48, 40, 52. That's a 52k column. You can have 2 of those.
Thank you very much.
I mean, good grief, folks.
This is me going Final Rush, victory pose, movements, and everything, and I would be happy to do it. This makes me happy with the Final Rush, but again, I'm still not happy. But I'm happy, not happy.
I understand. Happy. Hey, at least your deck got a keyword.
Yeah,
my new one, Keter Sanctuary, got nothing.
Hey, Stoichea got nothing either. What are you talking about?
Stoichea got nothing. I know, but Stoichea could have. I feel like the keyword would have been too. They don't allow for keywords. Yeah. Neither of them really allow for keywords. Right? I get why Overdress is a keyword because it's a mechanic. Yep. Final Rush is a keyword because it's a state to be in. You're in Final Rush state. Neither of the other two have anything that could yield. I mean, again, you can attack from the back row. You would just be, what would you call that? Rearguard sniping. Like sniper or something.
But even then, like...
You know, okay.
Just nah.
But that's
it
now
doesn't
just a keyword.
flow with the
it's
deck.
Like this card.
Yeah.
This would just be turning it into magic. You get what? Forest Walk or whatever.
Shadow,
yeah. You know what I mean? We're not creating those. We're not doing those on purpose.
No.
So, you know, that's what I feel. That's what we're avoiding at the very least. So, you know, cool. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
So, the final thing. So that's that card. The final thing we got introduced to for this week was the rarities.
Yes.
The new rarities.
For the new booster box.
Now, I swore they said, and I think we're wrong, but I swore they said they weren't doing any other rarities.
I thought so.
The rarities were triple R's, double R's, rares, commons, and this the dress secret rare.
Yeah.
Well, we've just been told we have the over double rare.
Yes.
So the ORR. Mm-hmm. Now, there's not going to be any change in the number of types of available for these cards. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it's basically the double rares, because they said to us at the start that the double rares were going to have 15.
Yeah.
Well, now they've turned around and said, well, the double rares are going to be 10, but there's going to be 5 different types of over double rares. So the over double rare is technically still just a double rare.
Yeah. It is,
but
isn't it? Yeah.
It only It is, yeah. But it's only available for the over triggers. What they have said, though, which is great, is that you're guaranteed to get an over double rare in the box.
Yeah.
I take that to mean, and Ryan has a different... Ryan, you tell me what you think it means. I take that to mean that in a box, you can open all, 24 packets or however many packets you get, and one of those packets will contain the over double rare. So it forms, it used to be 3 triple rares, 5 double rares or whatever. One of those 5 will be an over rare, right? You've got a different opinion.
I do. I thought when I was reading it, it meant that it was a box topper. That it was, in fact, it by itself. But, because when I'm reading it now, it says, will be available at 1 copy per display. This means you'll definitely get one of the 5 types from buying a box. So, when I thought, it's a box, you get it in a box. I thought it was a box topper. But, hey... Either way, I'm happy. This is where the Q&A would be great. They could have done a Q&A on that. It would have been nice, but they were all fired.
They could have explained what over... Well, that's right. You called it. They were all binned. What it does mean is, though, you will guaranteed... So, obviously, the I take it to mean that the over triggers are just like commons, probably, I guess. But I assume... Now, this is the thing I'm going to say will irk me, is if the over triggers are anything higher than a rare, that means you weren't guaranteed to see one in a box, right? Mm-hmm. So what they're saying is, we've made the over triggers a particular rarity which guarantees to put them in there. Great, good for you guys. If, however, what you're saying is that the over triggers are their own specific rarity and they will guarantee one in a box... If I buy 5 boxes, I'm not guaranteed to get all 5. I'm only going to guaranteed to get 1. If I'm really, 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 really wanting this Keter Sanctuary one, and I buy the box and I open it and it's Dragon Empire, great, it's for my Dragon Empire deck. I open my second box and it's for Dragon Empire. I now have 2 Dragon Empire ones. I can't use both of them.
No, you can't. You can't. But you can trade.
Only use one.
So, hey...
It can be trade bait. That's true. These are going to be up for trade bait, but you know that if everybody's buying... So this is the thing. This is where it's going to cause a weird economy, right? Everybody will buy their own... Everyone will buy every start deck. It's $20.
Surely.
Right, for all of them. So everybody will buy a start deck. So even if I really, 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 really wanted the... this was going to happen. Even if I really wanted the Keter Sanctuary run, but I pulled the Dragon Empire one, only one of them, and someone said, hey, I'll give you the Keter for the Dragon, I would turn around and go, no, I'll hold the Dragon, thanks.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Is that what's going to happen? Because I feel like people I've got all 5 decks, I might as well have all 5 triggers. Like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And then what's that going to do for the price of triggers?
That's true.
Is that going to make these things more expensive? Because I can see the rhetoric that maybe it won't. Like, it will keep the fees, keep the price down, because it's a guaranteed find. But I'm not going to be spending $100 a box at a time trying to find just one, because that now makes that card $100 card.
Yeah.
See the only dilemma. And if they're regular rares, cool. Like, okay, if I don't pull it, I don't pull it. I'll buy a couple of packs and try my luck. But if you're telling me it's a particular rarity, and that's all you're going to get, so this is what they don't say. They don't say that it just says that a special rarity for over triggers. So, see, because it says all triggers of each nation available. Oh, hang on, all triggers. It says all over triggers. I'm dumb, but yeah, all over triggers of each nation available will be available in this new special rarity. So I gather that means that over double rare, is just an additional rarity that we have. You can still get it as a common.
Hopefully.
If that's the case, I don't give a rat's ass. I don't care. I don't want a shiny one.
If I get a shiny one, that's nice. Yeah.
That's it. And if I get a shiny Keter, a shiny dragon, and want to flick it off to someone for a shiny Keter, I'll do that.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't, if they said to me, you only get one, nah. But I get the feeling that's not going to be the case. Surely not.
It could be a bit different because there might be a meta. So one clan's going to be over other clans. So what happens if I get this Dragon Empire one and it's going to be more sought after. The price is going to go up. More people are going to want it because it's the meta. It's what is needed for people to make their decks.
Look, one of the takeaways is, I suppose, you get that generic overtrigger in the start deck anyway, right? So at least you will have an overtrigger in your deck. But I think I feel like you're right. I feel like if Dragon Empire sees a lot more play, well, it's the same thing would happen with Perfect Guards.
True.
Until Perfect Guards came out in the trial decks, Perfect Guards were worth like $30 a card. Right, just because I can guard. So, yeah. You know what else we have to wait and see, though? What we're waiting and seeing on?
What are we waiting and seeing on?
Well, the anime. I'm waiting, but I haven't seen it.
No.
Well, so what are we going to talk about for the Judge Shuffle?
Well, absolutely nothing.
Judge Shuffle. Judge Shuffle. Judge Shuffle. Judging an anime. Judge Shuffle. Was it good or bad today? Let's find out. Well, no, nothing. That's right. We got nothing to talk. We got nothing to talk about. The Judge Shuffle. So you heard the music. A bit of fun, but no Judge Shuffle. Still nothing to comment on. But that's okay. We're just under a month away now from being able to do the Judge Shuffle.
Very true, very true.
For the very first episode. So, mate, with that, let's handball it off to the 6 damage. Our 6 damage check, where we say our closing thoughts and then goodbye to everybody.
Yes.
Closing thoughts.
Well, I'll kick it off with the closing thoughts. I'm happy that we got 2 clans revealed. 2 nations. Yeah. 2 nations, sorry, not clans. Nations.
2 nations, yeah.
So I'm very happy about that. I'm very excited to see both nations. And yeah, we're both excited about what's happening with Vanguard. And also, I'm very happy that Vanguard fired the Q&A people because they were shocking.
Jeez! That's really dark. Those people lost their jobs during COVID.
Mate, they deserve it.
And you're taking pride
Final Rush
in
is
that.
Final Rush.
Oh!
I'm sorry.
Come on.
They're gone.
Final Rush is pretty dumb. Hey, I suppose it's like you don't need a Q&A for, what do you mean when I drive check a grade 3, I stand a unit after discarding a card? What does that mean? It means what it means, mate. Like,
if I reveal a grade 2, do I still get the ability? No, you dumbass.
Yeah. If I reveal a grade 1 and a grade 2, that equals grade 3. Does that mean that I get to stand a unit or what? Well, to be fair, Ryan, at the end of the battle that your drive check revealed a grade 3, discard a card from your hand. Does that mean I can discard the grade 3 I revealed?
Well, yes.
Very good. It does mean that. Thank you. I was just curious if you're going to go, well, no, you see, because it was actually in your drive check zone. No, it's not. End of the battle. It's in your hand now.
It's in your hand.
It's entered your hand. It's not upon the check discard a card. It's at the end of your battle. That's right.
So they could have had a Q&A there, but no, they were fired. They could have had a
Q&A there.
They were fired, so they had no one to do it. Next week they'll do Q&A for last week. Because we've got the people back. Well, not people back.
And the question will be, and the question's going to be, you ready? Why didn't you do a Q&A last week? That's going to be the question.
And the answer is we didn't do a Q&A because there was a Q&A that wasn't a Q&A. And you're like, what? You just said Q&A too many times.
Yeah, exactly. The Q&A is the answer to the question that you asked. What? Yeah, move on. Look, I think we had some really, really interesting reveals this week. Stoichea is certainly the one to watch.
I reckon, yep.
I think they've got the coolest reveal so far. Like I said, yes, the power isn't as high as the other three are huge columns. Huge. Like, we're talking mad power.
A lot of potential.
Yeah, but Keter Sanctuaries looks like it's going to be probably one of the highest powered ones.
Very difficult to play.
Hardest to pull off. That's right. Let's take a punt. What do we reckon we're going to get with Brandgate then? What do you reckon? Knowing what we know, so we know what we can avoid. What are we getting for Brandgate?
I'm still liking the idea of the locking, some sort of locking mechanic.
I feel like that's too obvious.
But then again, we'll probably get no Q&As because they're still trying to find Q&A stuff.
Yeah. We will have to see. But I'm going to give my suggestion. I want to give my suggestion.
Please.
Okay, so it won't be... If it's going to be... I feel like locking is too much to bring out right now.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like... And the reason I say that... I could be wrong, but everybody else is just power increase.
Yeah.
Power increase... multi-attack. Power increase. Do you know what I mean? Everybody is... So I feel like turning Brandgate right now into locking means that I'm going to be able to shut down every single deck with Brandgate alone.
Yeah, alright. Yep.
I'm not competing against them with power or extra attacks or defensiveness. Not yet.
Yep.
I mean, in the future, of course, they'll have locking. But are we too early to see? Are we too early to see locking abilities?
I like the sound of that. Yeah, actually. So maybe just power on power, just maybe like good old Dimension Police was.
It might be a power decrease.
Oh, okay. Go Zeal. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's like a Zeal effect because that's not. It's not as much. So the blurb for the cards for Brandgate is featuring many armoured female units imprison your opponent's units. It pretty much screams locking. I could be wrong.
Yeah, but a decrease in power which would make them easier to lock up.
That's right. It could be like your opponent can only attack once or something like that, preventing them from attacking. Not necessarily locking, because locking takes them away entirely for a turn, right? And it prevents them from being able to intercept, prevents them from like whatever. But it could be that they can't boost, or your opponent's
no intercept, maybe
can't attack, can't intercept, that sort of thing. Like prevents them from doing something. Maybe you can't call. I don't know.
Yep.
But locking at least this early seems a bit... Granted, it'll probably be something like Counterblast Lock. Like, it'll be a... whatever. But I just feel like locking... But hey, again, I'm sure it'll be balanced. But I feel like locking this early when I'm saying 58k column locked it, so you can't actually attack, and you can't replace it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn it.
Yeah.
Yes, it puts me back to 3 attacks, maybe. Like with Keter Sanctuary, I check a grade 3. I don't... I can stand my unit, sure. So I can stand at least the second unit, so I'm going to get 2 to 3 attacks. But I feel like if you're shutting down entire... It won't shut down Stoichea in that you won't be shutting down a whole column. And my 6 attacks becomes 5 attacks. But remember... that other bloke is you have to have 4 other rear guards. Well, now, so Duggar needs 4 other rear guards. So it's not 4 rear guards, it's 4 others. So it has to be him plus 4 others. If you lock a unit, he doesn't get his 5k boost. So that puts him back to 10.
Yeah.
So it's... I feel like locking might be too early in this game. Just in a start deck where nobody else has, like, we don't have multiple retiring abilities. We've got one. Like, we've seen one unit to be able to retire units. So, okay, so we're not able to trash units, and we don't have many in the way of being able to. We can replace those units, with our ride-ons, but we can't fix a locked situation. So I don't know. I've been prattling. I'm rambling too much now, and I feel like I've made my point over and over again that locking, I think, is too early, but I can't think of what else it could be. Unless it's a power decrease, or it is as simple as preventing interceptions. Power decrease is cool. I like a power decrease because it's like maybe when this unit persona rides, your opponent loses 10k from the full front row.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? There you go. That's like, you don't need any more power buffs because you've depowered them. And it could be the Vanguard doesn't get 10k, loses 10k power for its turn as well. Just like Zeal. Okay, cool. Cool. So, that'll be interesting. Who knows? Let's see. My theory is that we're not going to get a locking unit, but I'm almost positive I'm going to be wrong.
Well, yeah.
Just listen to this. Listen to this though. Someone on the fandom page has given their suggestion for an ability. At the beginning of your battle phase, if your power is 15k or greater, your Vanguard gets 1 critical, a +1 critical, and counter +1 soul charge 1. Your opponent chooses one of their rear guards and locks it. So, and the other power ability is when this unit attacks, its power is 17 or greater, soul blast 2, and choose 2 rear guards and stand them, and they get 5k power. So this guy has just mashed all of these ones together. He's got
Dimension Police in there. He's got Link Joker in there. What else has he got in there? Jesus.
Nova Grappler right there about standing units.
Jesus Christ.
So the problem is you get an extra critical.
Yeah.
Right, for just Persona Riding gives you an extra critical. Then you lock a rear guard. Then you stand 2 of your own rear guards and they both get to attack again. So you get 5 attacks, a critical, and a lock. It's way too easy, and it has a better restand than Violence Bruce. Because Violence Bruce's stand is Soul Blast 5, stand front row, and no power increase.
Yeah, so I doubt it. But yeah, good on him for trying.
Yeah, I think that might be a very, very believable one later in life, but certainly not for a trial deck. Someone here has made a comment such as me. I hope imprisoning is different than just binding or locking. Maybe it's too much to ask, but I would like it to see a new gimmick. I agree. So
we're hopeful.
Here
at Podfight Vancast, we are hopeful.
We are hopeful. But there you go. So that's it. That's what I was hoping for. And I think we're going to find out, aren't we? It's not going to be kept from us too long. But there you go. I think that's the closing thoughts done. Unless you've got anything else you would like to say.
No, I think that's it's all nicely rounded up for us to say goodbye to our listeners.
I think we'll say goodbye to everybody right now.
Goodbye, everybody.
I thought you were going to go. I thought you were going, goodbye, goodbye, good friends, goodbye. It's time, because now it's time to go. So hey, I say, well, that's okay, because we'll see you very soon, I know. Very soon, I know. Blue Bear in the Big Blue House.
Very nice. Girls can't explode. Very nice. Don't explode.
Nice girls don't explode, but that's right. Nice girls, they just popped in and did an impromptu little song for everybody.
Thank you.
So well, that's right. And now thank you everybody for tuning in for this week. We hope you enjoyed your stay here at the Podfight Vancast table. Please follow us on Twitter at Podfight Vancast. Tweet at us, share it with your friends, or don't. Yeah. I mean, I hate it when people go, "Oh, don't. I'm not the boss of you," or "I'm not the police," whatever. But if you don't, I never share things. I listen to so many podcasts, and I never share them.
Mate.
I never share them.
This is where you're meant to. You go, guys, you can share. We believe in you.
But this is the thing.
Answer
I don't
question for 2 trial decks.
I don't start... I know. We'll get there in a second. I don't start podcasts from the very beginning. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've never found a podcast where they're like, hey, it's a pilot podcast, episode 1, listen to this, listen to us and start telling everybody. And if I do, it's because they're famous already and they're promoting their podcast. So they don't need me to spread the word.
We do.
So
please spread the word.
We need you to spread the word. We're not famous. I mean, we're the 4th best Australian Vanguard players as a team for the year 2015. All right?
Pretty high standards.
But that got us nowhere. We got no accolades, no money,
nothing,
no flight to Singapore, nothing. So we need your help, folks. We need your help. Share this around and answer the question. What am I referencing? Not me, the lead singer, Johnny Power Wordkill. That'll do. What is he saying at the very intro of the Drive Check-In theme? What is that referencing? Tweet at us. #HiRyan and tell me what that's from. Is it a book? Is it a movie? Is it a song?
What is it, people?
Is it a television series? I don't know. I mean, I do. Johnny told me. But tell us what it is, because if you tell us and you answer it before the next episode, 2 trial decks will be sent your way. Start decks. 2 start decks. Any 2 of your choice. You can say, I want 2 Dragon Empire. Okay.
Done.
Weird, but I'll send you 2. You tell me. But remember, if we get to the 5th episode in this chain, so if we get to episode 10 and no one has got it, I'm going to buy them and I'm going to stream me putting them in a bin. No, I'm going to light them on fire.
Really?
I would spend my own money to burn things than to give them out as gifts.
Can you just gift them to me?
Stuffies. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. So there you go, folks. That's it. So, Ryan, anything you want to sign off with?
No, let's enjoy the nice outro.
All right. We'll see everybody next week. If someone get the answer right, that'd be great.
It's that time again, time to say goodbye to a friend. Oh, don't cry, for we will ride again. Dry your eyes. Well, we will ride again. No sighs. We'll be back next week, my friends.